Hey folks, welcome to another edition of Play Branson, where you get to know Branson's entertainers better. My name is Chris Meyer, and I'm here today with my co-host, Haley Westrich.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Good.
How are you doing?
Fabulous.
So let's do something a little different.
Okay.
Normally we don't tell who our guest is until the end of the segment. Let's tell people who our guest is at the
We've
beginning.
got David Ragan with us from New South Quartet from the Grand Jubilee at Grand Country Music Hall.
And so it's going to be interesting to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so looking forward to him coming up. But we have also July 4th right around the corner.
Yes, lots of events going on.
And so tell us about some of them.
Well, one, we've got the Boomapalooza out at the Branson Ferris wheel. You're going to have live music, just a bunch of fireworks. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and so last year I went. The fireworks were amazing. I loved it. I think we did a live video post with Craig Westcott, the CEO out there, and so that was fun. We also have Branson Landing. What's going on down there?
Yeah, we've got the Liberty Light Up with a bunch of fireworks, and we've got Jason Pritchett kind of headlining that. So that will be fun. And Jason, you owe me because you skipped out on our golf the other day, so you owe me, just so you know. Then we also have things like out at the Chateau on the Lake, Big Cedar, Rockaway Beach, Hollister, Kimberling City, and sometimes those are all on different days, but around the 4th, so be sure to check that out. Real quick, we're going to do things that make you go, or dumb questions. When sign makers go on strike, is anything written on their sign? Oh, man.
I love that one. That's funny. How do you know when you run out of invisible ink? Why is the word dictionary in the dictionary?
That's a good point.
And why is it that only adults have difficulty with childproof bottles? And why is it you must wait until night to call it a day? That's kind of interesting. So, okay, folks, we'll be back in just a moment with David Ragan. Stay tuned.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Today, we have David Ragan from Grand Jubilee. Welcome, David. It's good to have you.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
So this is your first time here on the show.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And so tell people, you've been in Branson now for about almost 4 years. And so tell people a little bit about your history before Branson and kind of how you got to Branson.
Well, before I was in the show business, which I never ever pictured myself doing, I sang in gospel music. And Southern gospel music. I was a big Quartet fan my whole life. I love harmony. And when I was about 15 years old, right before high school, I caught a group just north of Detroit. I'm from Michigan. And they were called the Inspirations. And not to be overly dramatic, but it really changed my life. It really did. And everything about them I just loved. I loved everything about that group, and I just became a big fan. Never thought I would do this, but all through high school, every time they'd be close by, I would come see them, and got to be good friends with the guys. When I went to college in Florida, and I saw them when I was in college. And the owner of the group, he remembered me from being up north, and I used to sing with my brothers, and they knew that, and so he kind of got my number and stayed in touch with me, and I just thought that was cool. I'm like, that's neat. He said, I'm always looking for somebody, who's willing to fill in if we have somebody that's sick or out or whatever. And I said, yeah, that's cool. I knew all their stuff, and I guess about my sophomore year in college, the lead singer, I always sung the baritone part, and the lead singer in the group, he needed to have a weekend off, and so he called me. And I was like, I think I was 20 years old at the time, and I was just floored. I didn't think I could do it, but I said, I'll try. And that was what got my foot in the door. I joined that group after I graduated from college.
And so were you going to college for music or
no,
something
not
else?
At all. That's the funny part. I actually was a Bible major.
Okay.
And it was a Christian college, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I just loved music. I loved to sing. I never thought I could do it. I just loved it. And that's what got my foot in the door, and I got introduced to the Southern gospel music industry that way. And I was 22 when I joined the Inspirations. I was there 5 years, And it was literally a dream come true for me.
Wow.
That's what started. And I joined a group after that called the Perrys. They're based out of Nashville. And I was there for about a year. During my time on the road, I met a guy named Mark McCauley.
Mark McCauley.
Yeah, everybody around here knows him.
Yes.
And I loved bass singing. I thought bass singing was the coolest. That's always what I wanted to do. I just never grew up enough to sing bass. But,
yeah.
So I became great friends with Mark, and we stayed in touch. And he would call me every time they had an opening in the group I'm in now. And I didn't know anything about shows at all. I didn't know anything.
You probably didn't know anything about Branson.
No, the only thing I knew about Branson was that there was a lot of entertainment here.
Okay.
Generally speaking. And then when I was on the road, we would sing at locations in town. You know, we'd sing at the Tri-Lake Center or the Welk, or we'd sing at the Convention Center, different big events like that. But I never got to see the town. You just come in on a bus and you get out and set up and you go somewhere else. So that's where I first met Mark. And that's kind of how I got introduced to what Branson is. And every time there was an opening, I was saying, in the group I'm in now, Mark would call me, and I was like, I don't know about that. You know, I'm happy what I'm doing, and he never pushed me or anything. But then, 2014, when I came off the road with the Perrys, it was the fall of 14. He called me, and everything just lined up right.
Okay.
And it was just the right time in my life, and I said, well, I'll give it a shot. You know, and they sent me some stuff, and they flew me out here for an audition, and something happened. I fell in love with the show and everybody in it. And I joined in November of 2014.
So in Christmas season.
Yeah. My first show was actually the Grand Jubilee Christmas show.
Okay. And so I always love listening to people's stories, because it's like, this really wasn't something you had planned to do.
No, not at all.
And
no.
But you're in Detroit, and I think it's kind of interesting, because you wouldn't think of a lot of young kids being interested in Southern gospel. And so did you grow up like that with your family, or
no?
How
That
did
was
you?
a funny thing. I grew up in northern Michigan, about 3.5, 4 hours north of Detroit, and raised in church, very conservative. The only music I was ever exposed to was church music. And it was different up there than it would be like down here. We didn't do praise and worship and stuff. It was all hymns, you know, very conservative, really almost high church. And I got introduced to the group that I would go see by a cassette tape from my best friend. His name was Nathan. And I was over his house, and I heard that bass part, and that's what drew me to it. I had only seen quartets on TV, like barbershop quartets or whatever, and that's what kind of drew me into that music, and I fell in love with it. The vocal harmony just intrigued me. And so I'm kind of one of those guys where if I get into something, it's 150% or nothing. So I started listening to it, and I memorized every part. And then I taught my brothers some of that, and they picked up a lot of that. And we started singing in church. So that was kind of my background.
Okay.
So you've been to NQC.
Oh, yes.
You've gotten to perform with a lot of Southern gospel artists. So tell us a few of your favorites and some of those.
Oh, man. NQC, when the Quartet Convention, that's the biggest event that you'll do in gospel music, is the National Quartet Convention. When it was in Louisville, Kentucky, which I was there for the last one in 2013, when it was there, you'd sing to 20,000 people.
Wow.
And it was just huge, and I was terrified. But that was also it meant a whole lot to me to share the stage with so many people I considered heroes. My favorite groups, man. I like Gold City from about 1995 to 2003 or 4. That group to me was awesome. Of course, I love the old cathedrals. Current groups today, I really, really love the Booth Brothers. There's real guys. I love their harmony. I love what they do. And Brian Free and Assurance, I really love their stuff. And I know you love them. Ernie Haas, the Signature Sound.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So I just got to ask, do you listen to any contemporary Christian?
I do not.
You do not?
No,
See,
I'm a purist,
I need
man.
to expose you to some of that, because I'm like, anybody that, like, and I'll talk
know.
on the show about, like, bands like Toby Mac and Third Day, and
I know
young,
who they are,
young
yeah.
Christians Weekend. So actually, I just went and saw Third Day on their farewell tour a couple of weeks ago, and it was amazing. So I'm always, there's all these different genres of music out there, and I think a lot
even within Christian music.
And Christian even, and I think people don't realize how, like, big a variety there is.
Oh man, you're right.
And so there's tons of it.
Maybe more today than ever before. Music used to be a lot more divided as far as it, country music looked and sounded like this. Today it kind of meshes with everything else. So I don't know, that could be good for some people, bad for some other people. I don't know.
Yeah. This is I tell you what, we're going to take a break right here. We'll be back in just a minute to hear more about the show currently that David's in, and we'll talk about Grand Country Jubilee and New South. And so we'll be back in just a moment, so stay tuned.
Ready for an amazing night of entertainment, it's time for the Grand Jubilee. With tight harmonies and your favorite songs, you'll fall in love with Branson's best quartet, New South. Along with the power vocals of Jackie Brown, Jim Dandy and Mike Patrick will keep you absolutely doubled over in laughter. The Grand Jubilee is Branson's most entertaining show. Ask anybody. For tickets and information, call Grand Country Music Hall at 417-335-2484 or visit grandcountry.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to Play Branson, and we're here with David Ragan of Grand Jubilee with New South. And so sometimes do people ever get confused that there's New South and Grand Jubilee and any of that? Or?
Maybe. I mean, we are at the Grand Country Music Hall, which is a part of Grand Country Resorts, but the group is called New South, and the show is called Grand Jubilee. So
there you go. We straightened everybody out.
At least we got three grands in there, but the group is called New South, the Quartet. Yeah. But we are not the only people in that show. I mean,
so tell people about the show, kind of where you're located, when you perform, and what
Grand
can
Jubilee,
they expect?
Yeah, the Jubilee is really our flagship show, if you can call it that. It's a variety, just big variety show. We do just about every kind of music down through the decades and everything, largely country, but I mean we do some Oak Ridge Boys songs, and we do some Eagles and Statler Brothers and that kind of thing. That's kind of our big thing, but in the second half we do a lot of everything. We change clothes a lot. We were talking about that earlier. We change clothes like 13 times a night. So, but honestly, it's a great show to take a family to. And we see families, we see little kids, we see young families, we see older folks. We've got something for everybody.
Yeah, and so you have a full band.
Yes, we do. Six-piece band.
A lot of long-term band members that have been in Branson forever. I grew up with Wayne Massengale, and I haven't had him on the show yet, but one of these days I'm hoping to get him on the show.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a long history, and so
sure does.
Gene Mulvaney, and you have some new folks too, though, right? This year, is that right?
Our lead guitarist is our newest band member. His name is Chad Cathell. He's been there probably 2 years or more now, but I'm actually the newest guy in the quartet, or in the actual the singers. I'm the newest guy there. Chad's the only guy that came after me, but our band is incredible. I can't say enough about the band. They work so hard. They do all the shows. Except for our Sunday shows, our band plays in the Grand Jubilee. We have a matinee show called the Comedy Jamboree, and then they do the Down Home Country show. And those guys, of course, we do also on Thursday, we do our gospel show, which we're going to be doing through December.
Okay.
And but those guys are probably the hardest working band in town, but they are excellent.
Yeah. So they have definitely good job security because they're playing three times a day, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
So with New South, you guys kind of come out, and you're not there all the time on the. So other people are coming out as well, and so you have other performers, and then comedy.
Yeah, that was actually new for me. I'm used to the concert setting where it's just, you sing for 45 minutes or an hour, but we come out and do 3-4 songs, and then we go change clothes, and then we'll have some comedy, or we have our female vocalist, Jackie Brown. She'll come out and sing a song or two, and the comedy's handled by Mike Patrick, our MC, and Jamie Hagee's our comedian, and his alter ego is Jim Dandy. If you've seen the show, and those guys, they do a great job relating to the audience and keeping everybody just keeping it lighthearted.
Yeah.
So if it's up to me, I'll make everything too serious. So.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite part of the show this year?
Man, the favorite part of the show. There's one part I actually liked more than I thought I was going to, and that was doing Elvis. Mike really went all out this year and had us get some Elvis outfits. All of us have different outfits on, and it's actually more fun than I thought it was going to be. I've never been an Elvis fan.
The whole quartet's in Elvis outfits.
Oh yes, we come out one at a time and sing to someone that we get out of the stage, or out of the audience onto the stage, and some of the reactions at what we're wearing is actually kind of funny.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So which other song do you get to sing?
I sing "Hurt." I had never heard that before. It's kind of a slower song, but I actually enjoy singing the song. It seems to work well. The other guys are singing kind of like a love song, and my whole bit is that she's hurt me, and I have to kind of whine about it, So
that's funny. What's like? Correct me if I'm wrong, but don't you guys kind of go through some of the different age types of music?
Mm-hmm.
And so you're doing some modern stuff too, right?
Yeah. We kind of go through the decades. We start from the 50s,
right?
And we kind of take everybody through the decades all the way up to our tenor singer Luke. And I know you've had him on the show before.
Right.
Luke does a Bruno Mars song.
Yeah.
Which is sort of like, whoa, it's. I don't know. I think the younger generation can definitely relate to it. The older folks, though, will accept it because of what we've been doing, and so they kind of understand what we're doing.
Yeah.
So
but I think that's cool. The nice part about the show is if you have, let's say you have a multi-generational family come, there's something that everybody is going to recognize
Absolutely.
in that show, and so you hit kind of a lot of different tastes. And are you guys still doing the Village People? and you dress up like a Village person, right?
If there was ever one thing I never thought I'd be doing on stage, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
I've sent pictures to friends that I've got still in gospel music, and they just shake their heads, going, "What are you doing?" So you'd have to see it. You'd have to experience
it. But it's crowd participation, because if I remember right, it's the YMCA song.
Absolutely.
And I'm out there going, YMCA. I mean, we do that. I mean, it's okay to let your hair down in Branson and have some fun. And I think that's what your show is really all about, is people having a good time.
Absolutely. The neat thing about it is if we went out and just did that cold turkey, I don't think anyone would take it the way we intend for them to. And so the first half really is about getting the audience to trust you. You can't ever assume anything from an audience. You can't take anything from them. They have to give it to you. And so the first half really is about earning their trust and showing them, not being cliche, showing them your heart, showing them who you are and what it is you're there to do. And so by this time the second half kicks off, they know who we are and they trust us wherever we take them. And that's something that I really think that I've learned coming into, I wish I would apply more of that to when I was in gospel music, but it's been neat to see how if you focus on that, you focus on them and not yourself, they will go with you.
Yeah.
And I think it's more effective in the second half because of the first half.
So I'm just curious, and maybe this is an insider trader secret you can't tell us, but how do you determine who sings what song? Like, is that the guys behind the scenes saying you're singing this song, or do you guys as a group
somewhat.
do that?
Every fall we start looking at new material. Mike Patrick, I mentioned, our MC and manager, he is the guy that produces all of the shows there, and he makes a lot of those calls. He lets us have our input and everything, but he's usually the one that has the final say. But usually it works out really well. Mike has a great ear for that, and he knows kind of what everybody's strengths are, and so
you guys are really some of the hardest working entertainers in town, because you're doing like shows every night, longer than anybody else. So you only get
we don't stop.
You don't stop. Like you do take like a week off, right?
We have 10 days off in January and then 10 days off in August. But other than that, we are there besides Christmas Eve, Christmas, and we even do Thanksgiving night. So
so
except for Sundays.
So you're like one of the longest running shows every year in Branson, really.
Yeah, we might be the longest running.
Yeah. So folks, you have plenty of opportunities to capture this show, and tell people again what time and where.
The Grand Jubilee is at the Grand Country Music Hall, and every night, Monday to Saturday, at 7:30 is when our show is, and I think doors open at 7 o'clock. Yeah. And then, of course, New South Gospel, we do one day a week, every Thursday in the matinee slot at 3 o'clock. We do from 3 to 5. We do all gospel music, which is definitely kind of my cup of tea, but we do that once a week from, I think, the end of March until December, and then every night, Friday night, we have a television and radio show that we record live called Branson Country USA. That's Friday night after the Grand Jubilee, which starts at 10:30, goes to 11:30. Have a lot of fun during that show,
so
too.
there is a show that is a late night show, and actually you can catch that on a lot of TV channels across the United States. And in fact, I DVR that and watch it periodically just to see what's going on. So I do that. So
appreciate that.
Be sure to go out to Grand Country, check out all their shows. Here's the other thing: is you can go out there and you can play miniature golf, you can ride go-karts, you can eat pizza. They have a buffet. They have like gift shops, and so Glenn Robinson's done a great job creating a great complex for really a variety of things out there at Grand Country. So be sure to go see Grand Country Jubilee. You can see David Ragan out there, and folks, if you need your tickets, you can go to ibranson.com and purchase your tickets there, or call the folks at iBranson Ticket Services at 1-877-ENTERTAIN, and stay tuned, and we'll be back in just a moment.
The Holiday Inn Express, Green Mountain Drive. It's the perfect resort hotel for your next Branson stay. Check into one of our many room types. Then relax in the refreshing indoor pool and hot tub. Enjoy the free hot breakfast every day. For more information or to make reservations, call 800-321-7275.
Folks, we are on location today at the Branson Mill, and we are at Jubilee Jewelry, and I have got Jim here with me. And Jim, tell just the people a little bit about Jubilee Jewelry.
Well, we started in here at the Branson Mill about 12 years ago, and it's all hand-strung, one-of-a-kind, gemstone jewelry. I design them, I string them, and then I take them home for approval.
So when he says he takes them home approval, he takes them home to his wife. And so, that is one of the most unique things, is everything you're going to find in here is original. And he started doing this, really, you said about 8 years ago, kind of for therapy.
Yep.
And just have been, or maybe longer than 8 years ago.
No,
right?
8 years ago.
Okay.
8 years ago, and it is therapy. I just happen to enjoy it. I have no background in art, color, or design. I just started playing with it, and here it is.
And so they are one of the feature locations. Right when you come in the Branson Mill, turn left, and they're right here in the front. So they're one of the feature shops here. Tons of shops in the Branson Mill. You can spend hours here, and you've got necklaces here. You've got
anklets, bracelets, magnetics, earrings,
and a few rings.
In some rings, and we do custom work also. If somebody brings something to us, we can design around it, or they can design it for themselves, and I'll put it together for them. And cost-wise, it's cheaper, it's theirs, just whatever my labor is and whatever beads I have to use.
There we go, folks. So you heard it right there. You can get custom work done here. And so tell people, what are your hours, and when are you guys normally open?
Well, the mill is open 7 days a week, basically, from 9 till 6. I'm here usually Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to about 3:30. After that, I have to rest my fingers. They hurt by the end of the day. So, but it's been fun. I enjoy it. I never knew I would ever be doing something like this. My background doesn't call for any of this stuff. So It's been strange, but it's been wonderful.
Yeah. So talk to me a little bit about price range, low end to high end.
We have it from about $10 to about $55. That's the high range.
So reasonable jewelry.
Absolutely.
So folks, you are not going to break your wallet coming in here. It's going to be reasonable jewelry that looks well, one of a kind. You can't find that a lot of places. So come check out the Branson Mill, and specifically Jim here at Jaboa. Did I get that right?
Jaboa Jewelry.
Jaboa Jewelry. And we want to thank you for watching this Play Branson offsite feature. Hey folks, welcome back to Play Branson. We've had a great show here today with David Ragan. And I just love these stories where people, like, they didn't necessarily plan to get in the entertainment business, but like dreams come true. And we hear that all the time.
Oh, yes.
And so that was a lot of fun. And we just saw the Branson Mill clip.
Yes, that's a great place to check out. You could spend an hour or so in there more. I mean, that's really neat.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there. And so that's really fun. So we have the Star Spangled Summer still going on through July 22nd at Silver Dollar City. We've got cloggers, coasters, cupcakes, eating contest, music, and more. And then tell folks about our next show.
We've got Reza. We're going to go out to the Branson Famous Theater and shoot out there. So that's going to be really fun.
We're going to go on location.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do that, and we'll go out there and check out what's going on with Reza.
Absolutely.
So, folks, thanks for watching. Be sure to go to ibranson.com to plan your entire vacation. You can book your lodging, shows, and attractions there. I think now you can actually get dining vouchers. So check that out. Or if you're just like, hey, what's playing today or tomorrow, and even if you don't want to buy online, it's a great website to see everything going on in Branson. Or you can call those folks at 877-ENTERTAIN, and they can help plan your entire vacation. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like us on facebook.com/Pray Branson, and we'll see you next Thursday.
Try something different this vacation. Bring the whole family to Branson Segway. Segways are the most fun on two wheels since the bicycle. It's safe and fun. Ride at your own pace on our specially designed track. You can do it.
I don't know if I can do this, guys. I don't know.
To get your family from ho-hum to adventure, ride a Segway. Branson Segway and Adventure Center on Highway 165, just 1 block south of Titanic.
Come on, slowpokes! Ride like the wind!